Hi everyone, welcome back to Profit First. And with me today, I've got Erefa from Emo Interns. So firstly, a big hello to you, Erefa.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. So the first question I always ask is there will be people on this podcast that don't really know who you are and what you do. And so for those people out there, what do you do and how do you help people, Erefa?
Right. I'm the founder of Emo Interns. We call it Emo. Emo is a Nigerian word for knowledge. So Emo is a marketplace that helps businesses access cost-effective remote talent. We call them interns, but they're emerging talent. They have from 1 to 5 year work experience, and they work remotely across. So we have business interns, we have tech interns. So the business interns work across different industry, different tasks, business admin, business support, everything that you can think of in marketing, lead generation, graphic design, social media management. I have some accountants using them for bookkeeping support, just helping businesses, those little tasks as small business owners that we're not able to do by ourselves, that we can outsource remotely. And for the tech interns, for your software developers, programmers, data analysts, UI UX designer. Again, as I said, they're emerging talent, so they have between 1 to 5 year work experience, and they're eager, enthusiastic, and ready to start. So for us, it's a win-win. Whilst we help businesses access cost-effective talent, we're also creating employment for these young people in Africa. As I said, we're a marketplace, so we work with different partners in Nigeria and then Rwanda. We also move into other African countries as well to be able to satisfy as we begin to grow and scale our platform and operations.
Interesting. Okay. So one thing I've not asked you yet is why did you get into this business in the first place? How did it come about, Erefa?
Interesting. My background is HR. I'm an HR consultant. I've done that for the last 18 years. And outsourcing, but this is offshoring. Outsourcing is something that we've always done. So it's helping businesses outsource talent. We started going into full-time tech outsourcing just around 2020. I think I was planned to start in 2019. We made that plan to start to offer services around offshoring talent to the US, which was our primary market. And then the pandemic happened. And then we focused on, just across still offshoring tech talent. And this led to us building Emo, because we then saw the opportunity, because when people think of your virtual assistant, they never think of African talent. And this is a continent that is bursting with a lot of young people. Nigeria, for example, has 60% of the population is under the age of 50. So your youth population, and they are young, they're talented, and the average Nigerian family, you find at least 2 university graduates. So for us, it's our way to gain economic empowerment. Every parent wants their kids to go to university, thinking, okay, you can solve the problem of this family if you go to uni, get a job, and you can support us. So you find that they're well educated and they are able to do anything pretty much. It's just the difference is that they're born on the other side of the divide, and they are able to contribute to support businesses anyway. So that kind of led to us, and we thought, okay, instead of thinking of the Philippines or India, people can then outsource their tasks, their virtual assistant tasks to Nigeria. We started from Nigeria before moving to other country. And being that I started my career in HR in Nigeria, I used to do a lot of graduate training. I had this program called the Graduate Finishing School, which was an employability skills training, where we used to get young graduates ready to jump into the labor market. So it was the same thing for us. Is we then built this training platform as well, where we're training them just to get them to get used to working remotely, the tasks that they could do, everything really that a small business need, from using Sales Navigator on LinkedIn, from lead generation, scraping data, writing cold emails, things that we think that business will put together those training content using experts within those fields to build the content and then use that to train them.
Good. So obviously you kind of launched in COVID. So I've met a lot of businesses over the last few years that have been really successful despite COVID. So what sort of wins have you had since you started? What would you say your top 2 wins have been, Erefa, since you started?
I'll say one of the first one was sometimes this year I got an email from a marketplace risk global conference, and they'd asked me to send in a topic if I wanted to speak. So I'm thinking, wow, and it's a US-based organization. I'm thinking, how did they even know about us? So that means we're doing something right. People are talking about us. We are pushing just the validation of, give us a bit of validation, like, yes, people know about what this marketplace that we've built is not being recognized. And I, as a founder, it's being recognized to come speaking in such event. And the other thing is businesses are referring us to other business. They know, have you heard about, I'm using this product. Can you, it's just, for me, it's a validation, because if your client can refer you, that means that it's working. And for our programs, none of our intern has been let go. That's, for me, I think that's one of the ultimate validations, just that they jump into it, and the business, I get feedbacks like, reach out to them, how's it been? They're supposed to give us within the first 3 months, let us know if you want to cut out of your contract. And none has, nobody has gone out of the contract. They're just always very happy with the work. So for me, those are things that validated that, yes, there is a need for what we're doing, and what we're doing might not be perfect, is helping businesses, is helping, and also helping this interns, because it's a two-way. As they're working for you, also training them, to make your business better. Any training that you give to them is supposed to help your business scale very quickly as well.
Brilliant. I love the way you're using the word helping quite a lot as well. You've used that word about 10 times since we started this interview, and I love that, because I think it was a while ago, I was working with my dad years and years and years ago, and he said, look, if you chase the money, you might make some money, but it doesn't necessarily work out for you. If you try and help as many people as possible, money comes as a byproduct, and you make even more money as a result. So I think that's a brilliant story. So in terms of challenges that you've had since you started Erefa, obviously no business ever runs smoothly, right? So what have you found your biggest challenges to be along the way?
I'll say the first and the most important challenge is building the trust. Imagine if you didn't know me from Adam Phillips, and I come to you, we have interns from Africa that, you're just going to think Africa. Do anybody have what do you mean interns from Africa that work remotely? You've heard of virtual assistant from the Philippines or from India or even some Eastern European countries. So it's getting that trust, building that trust, and just letting them understand the process of letting this startup understand, because it's one person business or two people working in a business, and then you're saying to them, you're going to hand over everything that you have to this young guy or young lady in Nigeria to support your business and do. So it's that trust. It's getting them to understand that there's a process. There's we have partners. We vet these people. They're vetted. They're trusted. We manage them for you. Their business, whatever information you give to them is secured with them. So first of all, it's building trust and safety, because we also have a platform. So if I put my card details on your platform, and they say we have built integration with, so we don't even own your details, right? We use Stripe. It's an integration with Stripe. So this trust and safety is one of the things I think those challenges is just getting people to understand that we are trusted. We are a partner that can go with you. And just once we get through that first challenge, it's almost like we are home free. And then the other challenge is, again, we're in the third world. So sometimes our interns struggle with connectivity, and so we can get feedback. Oh, can you help us with? And because we are partners, they're ready to support. They jump immediately with the interns and get them, try and look for the best internet within their local, to make sure that they're getting the best signal, internet connection, and things like that. So those are, technological problem, and also the human factor, the trust problems. Those are obviously the ongoing challenges, and we keep trying to, what will I say? Trying to
fix them. Basically.
Fix them, yes, fix them.
Absolutely.
That's the word.
It's strange because I've had conversations with people from around the world in countries that you would think would have terrible internet connectivity, and my internet's been the one that's caused me a problem and not theirs. So it can be a problem everywhere anyway, right? So it's not a big deal. One thing that really impressed me when I first spoke to you, Erefa, was your software package that you've got to help people as a sort of a portal between you, the client, and also the intern as well. So talk to me a little bit about that. So how did that actually come about?
Okay, so again, as I said, human resources is my background, and I know that the issues there, and I also haven't run a business most of my life. I know that as you start running a business, everything, your tasks, everything is in your email. So if I give you a task, I have to go back and look at the email that I sent to you. What did I say? Have you completed this task? Or look at the document on my laptop in a folder somewhere. So we thought, well, for these people to be able to work remotely, and for this young businesses, some of them have obviously big businesses have different things that they work with, Slack, different solutions. So we decided to build a virtual workspace where you interact with your intern daily, where you can assign them tasks. You can see the progress of the task. You can see the activities. You can see the attendance, the login. We're also our next phase is building the time management thing, where you can see what the activities they're doing, how long they spent on a task, and things like that. See real time what they're doing. And you can take a screenshot. They can send you screenshots of their desk and of their desktop, and so you see what you're doing. You can message them. We've built like the messaging portal in between in there as well, so that it's your workspace. So if you don't have any other tool to work with your intern with, both of you can just work seamlessly on that workspace, exchange data, talk to each other via support like messaging. We're going to integrate with other tools like Zoom, with Teams, so that you can start to make Zoom calls in between the platform. But for now, you can message, you can drop voice notes, you can drop a quick video recording. So if you're sharing your screen, if you wanted to share a screen recording, you can record it and drop in there, and your intern can just take everything there. It's just to be able to create that seamless workspace. Seems like you're working face to face, but you're 6,000 miles away from each other.
I think the interesting thing actually is because since COVID, obviously people have realized, hang on, we don't actually have to be in the same workspace together. We don't physically have to be with each other. Right. And what I've found is that management systems and tools have improved massively in the last Absolutely. 4 years, and they've had to, because during COVID we weren't able to work with each other, whether we were outsourcing overseas or not. We just couldn't do it. It wasn't working for us. And it's forced people into a position whereby maybe they were a bit uncomfortable outsourcing before, and now they're doing it. We're still learning, right? We're still making mistakes where we're maybe not communicating as effectively with our Absolutely. Interns and outsourced people as we could do. But it's certainly worth giving it a go, because the returns can be amazing. Obviously, the cost savings are great. Nigeria's in the same. Is it the same time zone as us exactly?
Same time zone. Yes. Right now we're just Nigeria is an hour ahead of the UK, but same time zone really. But once come March, we go back to the same time zone again. So it's really effectively.
And a lot of the things you're talking about, I suppose, are not necessarily all client-facing activity anyway, right? So a lot of it could be done if someone's got a university course, they could be doing it in the evening anyway, so it wouldn't necessarily be a major issue. So I can see that being massively helpful. So what message have you got for people that maybe have got that they're holding on to their admin tasks just because it's something they've always done, they don't enjoy doing it, but they're just nervous about taking that first step? What sort of message would you have for them, Erefa?
I'll say the first message is it's the idea of having to free up your time. You could have free time to create, to sit and think about, as we get into 2024, what strategy. We all come with a lot. When we started 2020, we had different, different visions of what we wanted to achieve by the end of the year. So think about it. If you could free up your time from this admin task, things that are mundane tasks that you don't have to do by yourself every day, monotonous, the same tasks every day. If you could free up that time and then sit down and creatively think of a strategy that can grow your business. I think for me, it's one of those things that as a small business, you can't actually focus on or even take on a course that could help you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we keep saying we haven't got time, but if you can free up this task, you find that you have time to be able to do other things that can support your business. I know people will register for online programs and they can't do it because they're busy. They have to fill some forms, they have to do this, they have to do things that could easily outsource. So most of this, as I said, they're not client facing. They're not going to be facing your client. They're not making decisions about your business. Rather, they're bringing creativity. As I said, they're emerging talent. They finish universities. They have 1 year or 2 work experience. They can bring some things that they're young people. They bring some sort of direction, some things you won't even think about. Say for your social media strategy, they can think of something. So why don't we do it like this? Things that you wouldn't think about by yourself, So it's just that idea of getting new ideas into your business, getting new vibrant young people into your business to help you scale. As you begin to build your strategy, you know that you can outsource this admin task to people doing it, and it frees up your time to be able to do other things. That's it for me.
Good. I'm just thinking, if there are people watching this right now that think am I the right person to work with yourself, Erefa? What would your sort of ideal client look like, and what would your sort of regular client base look like as well?
Right. Some of my first clients were just coaches doing people who've just left full-time employment and set up their own coaching businesses. And so that shows you that anyone can be a business, as long as you have a business, as long as you have a product that you want to sell. We recently onboarded a photography and travel blogger, and all she needed was an intern to help manage the social media intern to help her manage the social. They both create the content together, she'll upload, and then this intern is helping just manage because she gets about 1,000 comments. And she is not physically able to do it. So between her and the intern, they can pick and respond to comments, because she's a very responsive blog person who blogs and responds to all our audience. So she wants somebody to manage this audience and engage them, keep them engaged and things like that. So I've been giving you an example of a startup coach who's just starting a coaching business, a writer, photography blogger. So a startup tech business, just you think, I have an idea, you just need somebody to take 1 or 2 tickets for you with your programming and everything. You can outsource to our tech intern. You're an accountant, you just set up your own accounting firm, you need a bookkeeper, someone to just help you with, just filling all those things that you need to do to help your client, support your client's accounting reports or things like that. These interns can. So we work across any small business. We're your growth. We're there to help you grow, help you, your growth partner, help you scale quickly, as quick as obviously it can be possible using one of our support interns.
Good, lovely, thank you very much. So hopefully some of the people that are watching this right now are going to be prompted to think, actually, is there something I could outsource now? Is there something that I actually don't like doing, I want to get rid of? And I know there's probably someone out there better and more efficient at it than me that could free up enough of my time to work on the high value tasks. So that's brilliant. So final question I've got for you, Erefa. If someone's watching this right now that thinks, actually, I might want to speak to Erefa to find out a little bit more, how best can they reach you?
Find me on LinkedIn. So I'm on LinkedIn, Erefa Coker, or is that I type Erefa Coker? That's spelled Coker. First name is Erefa, or Erefa Fine Country, because I use both my maiden name and my married to name on LinkedIn, obviously, for people to know who I am. Some people knew me before I got married, so I just use both. So it's either Erefa Coker or Erefa Fine Country. We're a small business. We want to support you to grow. So I'm always like, I try to be the first point of contact, just for you to understand, instead of you speaking to one of my colleagues or anything. So I'm available to just reach out to me on LinkedIn. And
well, it's been a pleasure. What I'll do is I'll leave in the comments below, I'll put your details anyway, so people can just click and find you really easily. But for now, thank you so much, Erefa. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, catch up soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.